Module Overview. Sculpture is not just an artistic endeavor, it is a living chronicle of human civilization. This module offers a comprehensive, chronological, and analytical exploration of sculpture through history, detailing how the medium has evolved, transformed, and interacted with the cultural, political, spiritual, and technological currents of each era. From the primal carvings of early humanity to the monumental works of ancient empires, from the Renaissance revival of naturalism to the radical experiments of modernism and the digitization of form in the 21st century, sculpture has continuously reflected society's aesthetic ideals, religious beliefs, power structures, and creative revolutions. This module aims to build a historical consciousness in learners so that they can contextualize their own artistic practices within a broader global timeline of sculptural development. You will study key historical periods and cultural movements, identifying landmark artists, innovations in material and method, and the socio-political relevance of 3D art in each phase. Emphasis is placed not only on Western art history, but also on non-Western traditions that shaped global sculptural languages. Learning objectives. By the end of this module, you will be able to trace the evolution of sculpture from prehistoric times to the present day. Identify major stylistic movements and periods in sculptural history. Analyze the influence of religion, politics, and technology on sculptural development. Compare and contrast Western and non-Western sculptural traditions. Recognize the stylistic characteristics of major eras, such as classical, Gothic, Renaissance, Baroque, Modernism, and contemporary. Understand how sculpture adapted to different materials, techniques, and societal values across history. Appreciate the continuity and change in sculptural philosophy and form. Prehistoric sculpture circa 40,000 to 3000 BCE. Venus figurines, e.g. Venus of Willendorf. Fertility symbols carved from limestone and ivory. Totemic and animistic representations. First known human attempts to externalize belief and survival through objects. Materials, stone, bone, clay, 2. Ancient civilizations, circa 3000 to 500 BCEA. Egyptian sculpture, statues of gods, pharaohs, and animals. Function, religious, funerary, architectural, canonical proportions and frontal rigidity. Materials, limestone, granite, diorite, bronze, gold. B. Mesopotamian sculpture, guardian figures, lamassu, votive statues and narrative reliefs, ziggurat decorations, cylindrical seals and cuneiform carving. C. Indus Valley and ancient Indian sculpture, terracotta figurines, seals, and early representations of Hindu deities. Emphasis on sensuality and cosmic symbolism. D. Chinese sculpture, bronze ritual vessels, jade carvings, early Buddhist influences, and ancestor veneration. E. Mesoamerican and Andean sculpture, Olmec colossal heads, Mayan stele, Inca stonework, integration of sculpture with architecture. Classical antiquity, circa 500 BCE to 400 CE. A. Greek sculpture, naturalism, human anatomy, ideal beauty. Archaic, classical, Hellenistic periods. Key works: Discobolus, Myron, Venus de Milo, Laocoon group. Marble and bronze as dominant media. B. Roman sculpture, realism, portraiture, public commemorative monuments, busts, sarcophagi, architectural reliefs, adaptation and propagation of Greek styles. Medieval sculpture, circa 400 to 1300 CE. Early Christian, Byzantine, Romanesque, and Gothic styles. Religious themes dominate: Christ, saints, Last Judgment scenes. Gothic sculpture, expressive figures integrated with cathedrals, e.g. Chartres, Notre Dame. Emphasis on symbolism over realism. Renaissance sculpture, circa 1300 to 1600 CE. Revival of classical antiquity, humanism, and anatomical precision. Landmark artists Donatello, Michelangelo, David, Pietà, Verrocchio. Freestanding statues, equestrian monuments, and architectural embellishments, mastery in marble, bronze, and perspective. Non-Western flourishing, across eras. African sculpture, ritualistic masks, ancestral figures, wood carving traditions. Islamic sculptural elements, geometric, floral, calligraphic motifs in low relief. South and Southeast Asian sculpture, Hindu and Buddhist iconography in temples, Pacific Island and Aboriginal art, totems, bark sculptures, and ceremonial objects. Sculpture integrated into everyday ritual and spiritual life. Baroque to Neoclassicism, 1600 to 1800 CE. Baroque, emotional intensity, motion, and drama, e.g., Bernini's Ecstasy of Saint Teresa. Rococo, playful, ornate, and delicate works. Neoclassicism, return to simplicity, stoicism, and Greco-Roman ideals, e.g., Canova. Modernism, 1800s to mid-1900s. Rejection of academic realism. Rodin. The thinker, expressive realism. Abstraction and experimentation. Brancusi, Picasso, Henry Moore. Industrial materials and mass production enter the sculptural lexicon. Contemporary and postmodern sculpture, late 20th century to present. Conceptual art, minimalism, performance, land art, and installations. Kinetic sculptures and interactive works. Artists, Anish Kapoor, Louise Bourgeois, Anthony Gormley, Ai Weiwei. Digital and virtual sculptures, AR, VR, AI-generated forms. Fusion of sculpture with politics, ecology, and social justice. Case studies for deeper exploration. Michelangelo's David, Renaissance. Brancusi's Bird in Space, Modernism. Rachel Whitehead's House, Contemporary Minimalism. Olowe of Ise, Yoruba, Sculptural Mastery. Jeff Koons's Balloon Dog, Neopop Sculpture. Tools for historical analysis. Formal analysis, line, texture, form, composition. Contextual analysis, religious, political, and material significance. Cross-cultural comparisons, museum and exhibition research, studio/research activity suggestions. Compare one sculpture from ancient Egypt and one from the Renaissance. Create a visual timeline with sketches or photos of iconic sculptures. Write a reflection on how societal values influence sculptural forms in a selected era.